Hello, my name is Zoe Sultan-Mamedova and I'm Family and Consumer Sciences Agent with UGA Extension here in Cobb County. Today I'm going to do a short lesson about whole grains. We all hear that whole grains are good for you and that we should be eating more whole grains, but today we actually will see why we should be eating more whole grains. So, as I mentioned earlier, today we'll talk about why whole grain is better for you. So, whole grain, and we'll talk about difference between whole grain and white or refined grain. So, whole grain consists of three parts: bran, which is the outer layer, which is fiber-rich and protects the seeds and contains B vitamins and trace minerals. Then the middle layer is endosperm, and endosperm contains carbohydrates with some protein. And then there is a small nutrient-rich core, which is called germ. And germ contains antioxidants, including vitamin E, B, and healthy fats. So when the grain gets refined or turns into white grain, we remove bran and we remove germ. So if we remove bran and if we remove germ, we're removing that fiber, we're removing B vitamins, we're removing healthy fats, we're removing antioxidants and B and E vitamins and minerals. So nutrients in a wheat grain are mainly found in bran and germ. So if we remove bran and germ, we're removing all the nutrients, vitamins, and minerals, and we're left with just endosperm, which contains carbohydrates and a little bit of protein. And now we get to the funnest part of our lesson, which is experiment. So the experiment consists of pieces of whole grain bread and white bread. So whole grain has all three parts to it, so it's rich in fiber, vitamins, and minerals, and white bread has bran and germ removed. So our experiment, I'm gonna put my bread here, and I have two clear bowls so you guys can see what happens in my bowl. I'm going to pour 2 cups of orange juice in each bowl, and orange juice imitates acids in our stomach. So stomach acids help us break down food. So that's what helps us digest food. So when we eat, our acid stomachs break down the food. So 2 cups of orange juice. And as we mentioned, whole grain is rich in fiber, and fiber helps us stay fuller longer. So in our experiment, I'm going to put 2 pieces of bread at the same time in their bowls, where we'll count to 10 seconds, and then we'll see what happens in our stomach when we eat whole grain bread versus when we eat white bread. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I am going to pick up my white bread, and can you guys see that it's breaking apart? And now I'm going to pick up my whole grain bread, and it still stays together. So what do you think is helping this bread stay together? All that fiber, because fiber helps us stay fuller longer. So when we eat whole grain bread in the morning, we don't get hungry as fast, and whole grain bread can help us stay fuller longer until lunchtime. Or if we eat whole grain crackers for snack, it will still help us not get hungry as fast. So as you can see, whole grain is better for you. Just because your bread looks brown, it doesn't mean that you're buying whole grain bread. If you buy stone ground, multigrain, or wheat bread, it doesn't mean that your bread is whole grain either. So the only correct way to ensure that you're buying a whole grain bread is to look at the nutrition facts label, to read your labels, and at your nutrition facts label, the first ingredient has to have a word whole in it. So it would say whole grain flour or whole wheat flour. So that's how you choose a whole grain product. I hope you all enjoyed the lesson, and now you know why whole grain is better for you. And next time you reach for bread, you choose whole grain bread.